Are you an Irish landlord with rented property in Dublin living abroad? Well, if so, then it's critically important that you understand how revenue views you and their expectations of you. So what are their basic expectations? Their basic expectations are that you either appoint a collection agent or your tenant. Them are the two choices that are open to you when it comes to collecting your rent. If you are receiving the rent yourself directly from the tenant without any deductions and you are living abroad, you are breaking the law. So your options are to appoint either a collection agent or get the tenant to collect the tax and forward it to revenue. Now, just quickly to explain, the amount that you are meant to deduct is 20% of the gross rent. So for simplicity, if the rent was €1,000 per month, revenue would expect that you appointing either the tenant or your collection agent would forward to them €200 each month, being 20% of the gross rent that you are receiving. Now, for obvious reasons, many landlords might be doubtful or raise an eyebrow over the idea of a tenant withholding 20% of the rent and forwarding it on to revenue. So most landlords living abroad who want to be compliant will appoint a collection agent, and that is something that I, as a PSRA, Property Services Regulatory Authority licensed agent, I can take care of that for you as a licensed agent. The requirement is the non-residential landlord withholding tax. So if you Google NLWT, non-residential landlord withholding tax, you will be able to find out more about the process. But essentially you've got two options: either your tenant, which most landlords will choose not to instruct, or a collection agent who will deduct 20% of the gross rent and forward the balance on to you. And then it's up to the agent to complete the necessary paperwork that has to be filed with revenue each time they collect rent, and make sure that records are kept. And then that means when you as a landlord come to complete your Form 11, which a lot of landlords will these days complete online using ROS, Revenue Online Services. When it comes to the end of the year, when you're submitting your tax return, you can say that your agent, Declan, has deducted 20% of the gross rent throughout the year and forwarded it on to revenue. I will have all the relevant details that I can pass to you, and so then when revenue issues you as your landlord the tax bill, you can claim a credit for all of the tax that your collection agent has been deducting and forwarding on to revenue each month. So that's really important that you know your obligations and responsibilities as an Irish landlord living abroad and collecting rent here in Ireland.